Thanks for tuning in again. This is Black Sun. You are now in tune on the Wonder Force itself at this time. Scop, scop, sky, sky, scop, scop, sky, sky. There is a land far, far away where there's no night, there's only day. Look into the book of life and you will see that there's a land far, far away. Shambhala. Shambhala is Zion. Zion is the place where the gods like to dwell. See? Shambhala or Mount Zion. Many cultures around the world have their own folklore on this place that exists at the center of the earth. Those who are coming from a heliocentric perspective might know this theory as the hollow earth theory. Those who are coming from a flat earth perspective might know this as the land at the North Pole. So, this is not a debate of the shape of the earth. This is not a globe versus flat earth debate. This is a reasoning session on the land of Zion. Seeing that Buddhists and many other cultures have identified this place. So, since the hollow earthers and the hollow earthers are globers, identify this place, and the flat earthers identify this place. Let's put away the differences and beliefs for a second and look at the common denominator, which is Zion. Many people have their own perspective or perception of Zion. Zion has many different mansions. A lot of brothers and sisters from the Rastafari school of thought see Zion as Ethiopia or Kush. But predating Kush and Kemet and these great African civilizations, we come from a land far, far away. And this land is what they call Shambhala, or what we call Zion. And we're not going to get into the argument of what the name of this place is, but multiple different schools of thoughts and multiple different scholars from both the glober and flat earth community have pinpointed this. So whether the earth is round and is hollow and there is a world within inside of the earth, or there is a barrier past, there is a land past the ice barrier, or there is a land inside of the North Pole that emits the northern lights that we see. There's been a lot of folklore told on this subject matter. So, we know that we live in a universe, seen we live on a galactic yoni, and in the center of this yoni, there is a black sun, and this black sun emits the green light, and it nourishes this plane with the cosmic orgone energy, or what scholars today call orgone energy. See, so whether you want to call it orgone or whatever you want to call it, depending on which culture you're coming from, you will find orgone energy within inside of a lot of different cosmologies under different names. So we're not going to get into an argument of terminology. See, know that all of the great prophets and male deities came from the womb of the mother. You already know this. There has not been one prophet, saint, sage, priest, or whatever who hasn't come from the womb of the mother. None of them was dropped off by a pelican or beamed down by a spaceship. See, so I say this to say, we don't enter back into Zion in this physical shell here, this filthy soup that we call the body. If we want to go back to Zion, we must take our wings and fly away with our etheric body. And we harness this green light. Now, the green light is a terminology that I use to call this universally named energy. See? So the green light, and I spoke in many different videos about Dr. York and his order of the sons and daughters of the green light. So Dr. York was coming from a globalist perspective. He still identified that we are the sons and daughters of the green light, which I agree with. I just don't agree with all of the other heliocentric, extraterrestrial doctrines that come along with his teaching. But I'm not here to argue or debate. I'm bringing you the scales of my eye. You look at both sides of the scales, and we are going to come to the middle path. I'm a middle pather. You already know. This right here is a pineal gland, the pine cone. See? You see the pine cone in a lot of different cultures and in different Masonic symbolism. It represents that third eye. But know that not only do we live in a universe, we live in an eye. Seeing, don't get caught up in the hype and the nonsense. Everyone's a scholar. Everyone's a metaphysical master. I'm not here claiming any of those titles. I'm a middle pather and a seeker. And I will always continuously be seeking for more knowledge of self. 10 years from now, I might have a totally different perception than I do now. Because as we travel through degrees, our perception changes based upon, our awareness. See? So, the mother is beautiful and she is wisdom. The yoni is the first symbol for what we call today God, way before Hinduism or Brahmanism. So I am not a Hindu or I'm not coming from the Hindu school of thought, because you will find this symbolism of the yoni hidden within multiple different schools of thought. And you will find it hidden within inside of the Abrahamic faiths or schools of thought as well. So you will find it hidden in the Mecca, because the Mecca is nothing but uh, a yoni shrine. To make a long story short, so people who are coming from the Islamic school thought they, pay homage to this stone at Mecca, which is nothing but a meteorite stone, which they found in Ethiopia, placed inside of a yoni. Seen? You will find His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie throwing up the yoni mudra, paying homage to the feminine principle. His Imperial Majesty gave us signs and symbols. And if you are not able to decode signs and symbols, you will not be able to receive the message. But His Imperial Majesty was a Grand Master builder from an order that existed before your Prince Hall and existed way before modern day Freemason. Remember, the Freemasons were given their science by the Moors, and so these modern day Masons are emulating a more ancient craft. But that's a whole nother story. Now, we can return back to Zion once we learn how to gain back our wings. And when it is time for us to ascend, we will return back into our green light, or our green spaceship, if you want to call it that, and fly away home back to Zion. See? I know a lot of this might sound far-fetched, and it might seem really crazy to a lot of individuals, but if you are a diligent seeker of truth, you will start to find yourself seeing the yoni symbol and principle within multiple schools of thought. So we must pay homage to the mother, get back to the source and the force itself. You already know. Yes, I. There is a land far, far away,